So we're going to do a little mindfulness today. We're going to start off. I'm going to do the bowl again. I know it doesn't come through on the virtual very well, but actually I'll try the different one today and see if maybe that one helps. So my friends who are watching along online, let me know in the comments if you can hear this. But same thing as normal. This one's a little bit higher pitch than the other, and I didn't hit it very hard there. What we're going to do is I'm going to ring the bell. I just want you to, when you cannot hear it anymore, raise your hand. That's it. If you're watching along, just notice yourself when you can no longer hear it, okay? So go ahead and put on your mindful body. Sit up nice and straight. Shoulders are down. Start to slow the breathing down just a little bit. Yes, beautiful. I love hearing you guys breathe. All right, here we go. I'm going to ring it. I want you to put all of your attention on the sound, and then just raise your hand if you're in person, if you cannot hear it anymore. And if you're watching along online, just notice when you can no longer hear the sound, okay? Here we go. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Now, next one we're going to do is called the finger flick breath. This is one of my favorites. We're going to end up talking about anger later this week. We're wrapping up talking about anxiety. But I love this one for anger. So here's what we're going to do is once you take your hand, what's going to happen is you're going to inhale and slide your thumb up your second finger. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're flicking something away. Like, you know, when you flick like a piece of fuzz off your pants or you flick something, think about maybe you're taking something that makes you a little bit irritated and you're flicking it away from you. Like, I do not have space for that. So I won't give you any examples. So, but you can imagine like popping a bubble in the air, like popping a bubble of something that's maybe made you annoyed. Think about something right now, something that's maybe made you a little bit annoyed recently. Like that could be technology that doesn't work. So maybe your phone has been glitching out on you. That's very annoying. Or it can be a sibling that's maybe gotten on your nerves recently. It could be just, you know, too much noise in the area that can make you annoyed. Just imagine something that you would like to imagine maybe flicking away. And we're not going to flick away people, but maybe just a situation like my sister taking my things that makes me feel annoyed. I'm going to move that situation away from me, right? So let's try that together. Sit up nice and straight. And here we go. One hand. Oh, I forgot to say, you're going to breathe in, flick it away, and then breathe in, flick it away, and then breathe in, flick it away, breathe in, flick it away. With each finger, you're doing that, okay? Here we go. Inhale, slide up the second finger. Exhale, flick it away. Move to the next finger. Inhale, slide the thumb up. Exhale, flick it away. Next finger is going to become difficult, and that's okay. You're not supposed to be good at it. Inhale. And exhale, flick it away. Last one on this hand. Inhale. Exhale, flick it away. Same thing, other side. Here we go. We're releasing pent-up tension in the body. All right. Let the air out. And we go again. Inhale, slide up the second finger. Exhale, flick it away. Move to the next finger. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, flick it away. Inhale up the ring finger. Exhale, flick it away. Last one. Inhale, slide up the last finger. Exhale, flick it away. That's one that you can do on your own. This is just another one of those breathing exercises you can put in your back pocket for like, I really need to calm down right now. What's one that I can do? Oh yeah, the finger flicking breath. I can do that one. And then you can do it and feel better, hopefully. Perfect. So next we're going to do is a very quick emotional check-in. I would love to know today, I normally ask you what type of weather it is, which is important because I like to hear, you know, just like the weather changes, our feelings are always changing too, right? But sometimes I like to spice it up and go, okay, what, you know, flavor of ice cream or whatever. Today, I would love to know what color your feelings are. So take a second to turn your attention inwards to what's going on in here today. I'm gonna give you a second. Just think about feelings right now. Don't get hung up on a color. Just think about your feelings. Now see if you can give that feeling a color in your mind. Doesn't have to be your favorite color. I'm not asking what is your favorite color. I'm saying what color are your feelings right now? Don't answer yet. I'm gonna give you another moment to think about that. Okay, and if you're willing to share, I would love to know what color you are. Again, you can add in the comments what you're feeling, but yes, what you got. We'll just go around this way.
A bright orange.
Bright orange. Okay, yes.
Gray.
Gray. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What's yours? Here.
Magenta or like pure cyan.
Okay, yes, I can picture that. Yep.
Green.
Green.
And you did red orange.
Yes. Yes. Lavender, they say? Yes.
I feel like an orangish purple.
Orange is purple. We get a lot of warm colors in here today. You know what I mean by warm colors? In the red, orange, yellow family, and pink is in there, and purple is not really in there, but it's close. Yep.
Black or white.
Black or white. Okay. I feel gold, if that makes sense. That's how I feel.
That's my favorite.
Well, and that's the thing that's beautiful is like, for some people, feeling orange could be a great thing because they love the color orange. It reminds me of something happy. And for other people, orange might be a bad thing. For me, gold is a very good thing because I thought about today, the sun coming through the leaves this morning was kind of a gold color and it felt really nice. And I feel very good today. So I was like, my good feeling reminds me of the pretty sunlight that I saw this morning, which was gold. So I guess I feel gold. So that's where mine came from, if that's helpful to you.
I
So
can like picture that on like the thing like
yes, yes.
It's what I'd like imagine, just like seeing it just like slightly manifest through all the leaves.
Yes.
And, like, see it. Very satisfying.
Okay, so yes.
So at the top where it says tranquility, wisdom, peace, love, happiness, and courage.
Yep.
So when I like pick green, it reminds me of like love.
Okay, so it reminds you of love because it reminds you of the flags we have up here. Perfect. Yes. Okay. I want to do something different today. We're do something different today. I'm going to read you a poem. Look, it is super short. Do not panic. This is one of my favorite poems. I'm going to, and there's 5 parts. Remember, the 5th part is just one sentence. I'm going to read the first part, and then I'm going to pause because I want you to kind of digest. Then I'll read the second part and pause, and then third. So I want to read it in its entirety first, and then think about it. So if we can, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Nope, it's not a meditation. I want you to stay right because I want us to discuss this. You guys are talkative. I want to hear what you have to say. So this poem is called Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters. Also, Caleb, I have fidget toys over there if you need a quiet fidget toy to use. There should be a basket. Yeah. But please, if you're getting one, it needs to stay very like in your hands. We don't throw them. You know what I'm saying? And it cannot make noise, whatever it is. I think that one's going to be a bit noisy. We need something a little bit quieter. Well, it won't be very fun like that, but okay. Okay, yes, perfect. Perfect. If you're at home watching, grab a fidget toy if you need one. Okay. And those are going to stay in our hands and we're not going to throw them. We're not going to do, okay, perfect. All right. This is called Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters. Okay. 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Part 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I still don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I am in the same place. It isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Part 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's habit. It is my fault. I know where I am. I get out immediately. Part 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Part 5. I walk down a different street. The end. I'm happy to show you, but what are some things right now that have come up for you because of that? Like, what do you notice? Just takeaways. You don't need to give me like a deep, I'm not looking for deep, just notice. What do you notice? You were going to say something that will come around. Yeah.
I was just wondering, is this like depression coming?
Maybe. Could it be depression? Maybe.
It like reminded me of like my thoughts in general and like getting over something, because it's kind of like it's like emotional pain. Just like you like experience it like so much that you like become numb to it, and that's what it like reminded me of. I see a street, I walk down it, I'm just here. There's a hole in it that I know about. I don't see it. I walk in. I see the hole. I still fall in. I see the hole again. I walk around it.
Yeah.
And I see the hole again. I fall in yet again, but I still get immediately back up. And then eventually, you just walk down like a different street. You just get out of that situation. Like reminds me of like escaping a situation if you're feeling like bad or emotional.
Okay, so escaping. Maybe healing.
Yeah, kind of like
maybe healing from some emotional something.
Crystal things, like for me, stuff like amethyst meditation and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm really into.
Yep, crystals. Yes.
The person in that school is being mindful, because it just like completely like leaves their head that the hole is there.
Yes. So this is about mindfulness, hence why I'm reading it to you now, because it's about becoming aware. So I'm going to break this down now. If you're like, I'm lost. So start the first one. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. Okay. We're just setting the stage, right? There's nothing wrong with there being a hole in the sidewalk. Sometimes holes happen. Okay. I fall in. Sometimes we fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find my way out. Maybe this is, you said depression, but like it could be a lot of different things. This could be struggling with self-esteem issues. This could be struggling with substances, addiction. This could be
I think that would be a self-esteem, because eventually one of them says, I fell into the hole again. And whenever he said it, I now see the hole. Yeah, I still fell in.
So we're becoming aware,
like,
right?
It sounded like you like felt stupid if you were to do that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it is my fault.
Yeah, so there's a shift for 2 or 3. Yep, for the first 2 parts, it's not my fault. This is not my fault. I can't help it. I'm just like this, right? Think about this with something maybe like negative self-talk. I fall into a hole of thinking bad things about myself. You know what I'm saying? That's something. Can we put that away, please? That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Falling into a hole of thinking negatively about yourself, where you're just constantly like, I'm so dumb, I'm so stupid, or becoming maybe fixated on our body and like what my body needs to look like and what it doesn't look like. And like, it isn't my fault. And I just am so ugly. I hate the way I look. And it takes forever to feel good about ourselves again. It takes forever to find our way out, right? The second one, I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I still don't see it. So we're still not aware that there's a problem until we're already in it. I fall in again. I cannot believe I'm in the same place. It isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. So I'm not here to say that it's your fault for if you're having, let me be clear about that first. I'm not saying that if you're having some mental health struggles, that that's your fault. That's not what I'm saying. But I think what this is about is blaming everybody else. This is, I think bad things about myself because of my parents, or I think I'm stressed out and I have self-esteem issues because society wants me to look a certain way. Okay, all of that stuff can be true. Your parents can certainly be a factor, society can be a factor, but like there's a lot of throwing blame around that's happening here, which obviously is not very mindful. Sit there and go, what's my part in this? Like, where do I come in? Instead of just, this is everybody's fault but mine. Everything's happening to me. Everything's, they all hate me. It's everybody's out to get me, that kind of thing. Yes.
Well, it could be you're like in denial about your like bad feelings and you just like get like addicted to certain substances to like get away from it.
Okay, exactly.
Which is why you mentioned it is like everybody's fault for mine. It's not my fault that I fell in again. But then you like acknowledge it and it's like, oh yeah, I can't believe that I'm inside the same place even though I actually saw it. Now I'm gonna try to avoid it, and you accept who you are by dodging that hole or just walking down a different street, taking down a different path of life, which is very mindful to get off illegal substances and quit smoking, drinking, all that.
Sure. So the mindful part there again is like, let's talk about substances. So this person, if we're talking about substances, like I still fall in the same trap of maybe, they're not saying y'all are, but like let's imagine someone, a teenager, is using substances and it's like, well, it's not my fault. I'm just so stressed. I have to sleep somehow. This helps me sleep. I need this to sleep. I need this forever. And it takes a long time for them to find their way out or find their way. Okay, I'm back. Part 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there and I still fall in. It's a habit. It's my fault. I know where I am, but I get out immediately. Okay. So think about that. What is different about that one?
Because it said it's a habit. And then you like slightly accept yourself and then say, yes, it was my fault because I actually saw it that time and it's just becoming a habit and it's getting really annoying to me. So I already know where I am and I get immediately out of it. So
I love that.
So you're like second guessing yourself on substances.
Not even just substances. This could be negative self-talk.
It could be again, like self-esteem or like illegal substances would be like a really good example of this is like it's a habit of mine, which
so it's I love the word you said, acceptance. This is where you come in and you say, I do have a role in this. I have to accept that I'm choosing to use substances, even though yes, it's there's my parents, school, society, whatever. I'm choosing to do this. You know what I'm saying? Or I recognize that I'm having anger issues. And it's not my fault. My parents made me angry. School is so hard. I can't get it together. But you have to accept that, like, even though I feel angry, I'm choosing to lash out at people. I'm choosing to damage property. I'm choosing to hurt my relationships. It is my fault. That's not to say that the cause of the anger is your fault. Maybe you were hurt a long time ago and that made you angry, but the choices we make are ours. How we move through our life, through our choices, are our responsibility. It's one of the few things we have control over is how we react to things. Okay. So if you're choosing to use substances, that is your choice. No one's pouring it down your throat. That's your choice. But you have to accept, like, this is a habit now. I maybe need some help. I maybe need to figure this out. Okay. Or thinking negative self-talk. It's everybody's fault, but I'm noticing that I have an issue where I'm thinking negative things about myself all the time. And there might be a lot of reasons for that. But now that I recognize that I'm falling in this hole over and over again, I'm letting myself, I need to get help. That is the acceptance for those kind of mental health struggles, is to go, how do I stop falling in this hole in the first place? And that might be finding someone to talk to, trusted adult, maybe going to the doctor, maybe going to the counselor, whatever it is. 4, we're almost done. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk and I walk around it. Talk to me about this. If it's substances, what does this look like?
It looks like, you know what, I've gotten so addicted because in the last one it said, well, it's a habit of mine and I need to get out of it. So it's like this time I walk around the hole. I avoid using them for once.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And then it's like, you know what? I accept myself. I accept that I have done illegal things, and I accept that I've done bad things. And the next one that just says, I walk down a different street.
Yep. So
symbolizes another path of life
which
without,
we'll get there in a second.
Yeah,
but yes, this one is like
symbolize.
seeing the potential. You see the whole. I could choose to lash out at my family because I'm having angry feelings right now. I could choose to use substances because I'm not sleeping well. Or I could choose, or I use substances because my friends are using substances right now and I'm with them. Or I could choose to, whatever it is, I'm going to look at things on the internet that are going to make me feel more depressed. I'm going to read about depression, but not in a good way, in a way that, everything sucks, life is bad. Like I'm going to spiral. I'm going to allow myself to. This says, I see that that's the possibility, and I'm going to go over here instead. I see that I could use substances right now. I'm going to walk around that hole. Okay. Last, and then we're done. I walk down a different street. What does that mean? How does that look in some of these examples we've given?
Well, because I look at things before they're said. I look at the things that were said in the past right before them. And so it went from, I don't really know how it happened. And it's like, yeah, I'm aware of it, but I somehow just end up and I just can't believe that I've done it again. Then I acknowledge the hole, but I still go down. I acknowledge that drug addiction is like a habit of mine, and I go down and I somehow still fall down. So it's like you keep on just falling into addiction over and over, just like smoking.
Yep.
And it's like, it's becoming like a habit, and then you like avoid the hole. And again, I love how you symbolize, oh yeah, I could see this thing, but I'm not gonna go down it this time. Then I'm going to go down another street.
So what does the other street look like? Let's say that the first one before, I see the hole, but I walk around. Okay, I could choose to be angry and lash out and punch a wall, but I see that's an option. I'm not going to. What is the difference between that and going down a whole different street? If you're thinking about anger, like I see that I could punch a wall and I'm not going to because I'm trying to be better. What does it look like?
Because your friends would have still been drug addicts because you didn't examine.
Hang on. I think it is recovery. It's like you've gotten to the root of the problem now. I'm no longer angry, so I don't even have to worry about punching the wall. This one is I'm still mad, but I have figured out a way to avoid the negative behaviors. This one is I'm not even mad anymore. Or I see that my friends are using substances and I'm going to walk around the hole. I'm going to do my just say no refusal skills. We can talk about that later, but like find my way to keep my friends and say no thanks. This might be, I have new friends now.
Yeah, just find new friends.
And I'm not saying delete your friendships, but like I now this isn't even a problem anymore because I have moved beyond this. I'm past it. When it comes to mental health issues, it's like, I no longer have to go. I'm not going to engage in harmful behavior. I'm not going to let myself spiral. I'm not going to ever. I don't even have to worry about that because I have gone and gotten assistance and help for my mental health stuff or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So it is a powerful poem. It's also not just changing your thoughts in general. It doesn't have to be about negative behaviors. There's so much more layers to this that I think might just be harder for younger folks to grasp. But like, this is also about how we think about the world and how we just do thoughts. Like if we constantly are being judgmental of other people and we're thinking negative things and we're, talking smack about folks and thinking stuff and assessing people and like, she's too skinny, she's not skinny, she looks like this, he this, that's bad. And we recognize it doesn't make us feel good. And it's like the process, this is a journey of going to, I don't even think judgmental thoughts about people anymore. I don't have to try to correct myself. I shouldn't think that anymore. That's not nice. That's up here somewhere. Down here is judgmental thoughts don't cross my mind because now I live in a mindful way. And I understand that everybody is exactly the same. We're all kind of wearing these little human suits that nobody had any control over which one they got. And inside, our souls are very similar. In fact, they're the same and they're all worthy. So once you recognize that, I don't have to judge people anymore. I walk down a different street. I'm not in that. He said, they said, no, I'm beyond. That's about growth. This is about personal growth. You get to this point, Man, that's some freedom. I know I'm not all the way here. I know that. It takes work. This is a lifetime of work. Try to do this. Some people stay stuck here. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Every Karen in the store, that's not my fault. You should take my coupon. You should make this right for me. This is your fault. Well, Karen, reflect. Maybe it is your fault a little bit. Maybe you're choosing to act in an inappropriate way. Maybe you aren't entitled to 30% off because you have a coupon that expired 5 years ago. Maybe not. So, and then later you go, it's fine. I don't even care. I'll just buy the stuff I want or not. It's okay. Final thoughts. I love this poem. I know it's different than our normal mindfulness, but I think it is powerful. And again, I think it is a way that represents growth. Your thought, I'm coming back to you. Your job. Think about the holes that you are falling in. What are the metaphorical holes that you fall in? Me, when I get anxious, I get on my phone, I try to Google stuff. Does that help? No. And then I get stuck in a feedback loop and I can't get out. I need to walk down a different street. Which would mean, why are we anxious? Let's start there. Instead of how do we fix the behaviors? Let's go with what's the source. Thoughts? Yes, somebody had a hand. Yep.
For me, it could be like a tragic event and you're like falling into emotional distress and really bad thoughts, which I had. And then you're like, I have no idea how to get out of this. And you like just find like a different way. Just find a way to ignore it all. Or it happens so many times that you become numb to it all.
Even that though, I think that's staying and avoiding the hole. We need to think about how to move beyond, like how to cope with negative things that happen to us in a way that we can
walk down a different street, get over this trauma and all that.
And trauma is something we really get over, but that we carry with, but in a healthy way when we've recovered.
And I like full-heartedly agree that this is like a very short but strong.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off.
I've never normally talked this much.